You know?
Regulators, I think this is in a conversation to let someone else know that maybe, all right, it's time for you to talk now, or it's time for me to talk.
Right, or it's time for us to stop talking, like looking at your watch.
Or just getting up and walking away.
That's
body language.
Yeah, I guess it is. It definitely speaks volumes. There's adapters, which I guess have to do with the person listening, or I guess anybody, either one, making themselves more comfortable. Like, you know, when you're in a conversation with somebody and they just kind of shift in their seat.
Like settle in?
Yeah. Now, they could be doing it differently, where they're fidgeting, they're shifting in their seat uncomfortably, like they can't get comfortable. That says something totally different than somebody who's just like settling in, just making themselves more comfortable.
Right, or I guess if you're having a conversation and someone just sits up on the edge of their seat, that kind of says, we're done here.
Sure.
Like, I'm about to get up.
Yeah.
So please say something in closure.
Yeah, especially if you sigh while you do that too, you know?
Yeah.
And then there's affect displays. And these are the ones that most people think of when they think of body language. These are the ones that, you know, like where you make that face when you eat something putrid, or your shoulders go up around your ears when you're scared all of a sudden.
Yeah, if you're mad, it's emotional based.
Yeah.
Emotion based?
Yeah, like your eyebrows furrow.
Right.
There's just so much body language. I came across this one guy from 1978, an M. Argyle. No idea what the M stands for. But in 1978, Professor M. Argyle, a researcher of body language, said that there's probably something like 700,000 words in the body language, human body language. I have no idea how he or she came up with that.
That seems high.
But it's fun to throw out there.
Junk science.
1978.
Yeah, you could say anything back then. As far as like social psychology.
Yeah.
Misinterpreting body language is, we talked a little bit about that. That is very easy to do. They have one little anecdotal story about a woman who was a consultant that I think she was pitching the CEO of a big company. Mm-hmm. And the guy just sat there basically with his arms crossed and didn't emote. And at the end was just like, thank you. And she thought, well, I've blown this one. And turns out that is just the way that guy is. He loved the
jerk.
I know. He loved the presentation. And if he hadn't liked it, he just would have left, is what the partner said, I think.
Yeah.
So you can easily misinterpret body language. I don't know if I guess it could be dangerous.
And that, well, I mean, that's part of the problem. It can be dangerous, especially when you apply it to law enforcement. Like Paul Ekman, we talked about him heavily in the microexpressions episode because he basically studied microexpressions through facial muscle movement, and figured out what each one meant. And he came up with the facial action coding system, the FACS, which apparently the FBI and other law enforcement agencies use to tell whether you're lying or you're hiding something in an interrogation. Misreading that's dangerous. That's when it becomes dangerous, for sure.
Yeah, this dude I was talking about, Joe Navarro, who was a 25-year vet of the FBI. Yeah. He's written a lot about body language.
Right.
And he's one of the ones that warns about the myths and misreading things. But he wrote a whole article on shoulders. And he said everyone's always talking about the face and facial expressions. He thinks you can read a lot into the shoulders of a person.
Yeah.
Whether it's slumping or bowing up or... and then he actually talked to criminals over his entire career and said, what do you look for in a victim? So if you're looking to not be victimized, you might want to avoid these things.
Okay.
Looking frail or weak or not athletic.
Yeah. Work out.
Yeah, or just, try and carry yourself like you're not frail or weak. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lot to do with the shoulders. Situational awareness, which is a big one.
Yeah.
If you just look like you have your head in the clouds.
That's one for me.
Be a target.
Yeah.
What you're in your head about something.
Sure.
Yeah. And then the way someone swings their arms, like vigorously or real subdued,
or not at all, like on that one episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, was that Raquel Welch?
No, it was. Well, yeah, it ended up as Raquel Welch, but it was Molly Shannon.
Oh, yeah.
She like swept.
Yeah.
Elaine's desk just clean.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I love really Molly Shannon. She's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. So what was, the arm swing, and basically what these criminals would say to him over and over is, you know, the silverbacks don't go after other silverbacks. They go after the weak ones. And they said it's the same with criminals. So, like, keep those shoulders straight. And I was like, what's a silverback? I forgot.
This sounds like a criminal corporate buzz speak.
Yeah.
You know? Silverbacks, that's the local soccer team. How do you not know what that is?
Is it?
Sure.
That's what